So it's just a hearing.
Yes, and you're going to take over after me, so I got to run.
Anybody
Yeah.
else? Well, you
Potentially.
two of us.
Yes. Plan, tentatively.
They may come after they hear what it's about. All right. All right. There we go. Welcome everyone. I know this is a spur of the moment announcement on the agenda, and appreciate you being flexible with us. We are here today to open the meeting on the Tax Revision Subcommittee of Ways and Means. We'll call the meeting to order. This is a first hearing, by the way. That's why you'll notice we may or may not have a quorum, but we do want to get the information out and get the bill through its first hearing. We are working off this bill. We'll hear one bill today. It's LC 43-2743S. It will be a substitute to House Bill 100. So sorry we do not have all of it necessarily on the website yet. Okay, so the LC number is on the website, 43-2743S, and the author is here, Representative Crow. If you could begin for us and explain the bill, and we appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is it's a combination of a couple different tax credits that we're working with here, continuation of some. Part one is going to be dealing with the rural hospital tax credit. It's going to, a couple of things it's going to do. We're going to add a definition of rural hospital organization of rural freestanding emergency department to that. And then line 26, we're going to change provides inpatient hospital services at a facility to has its primary campus to identify the rural hospital organization definition. Section 1-2, the limits for different entities, LLCs, S corps, and partners in partnership are going to be raised from $10,000 to $25,000, and the aggregate amount will be changed from $75 million to $80 million per year. The last change on that section is going to be some language added to illustrate that if a individual or corporate donor desires to make a contribution to an individual rural hospital that would cause that hospital to go over its maximum, then the commissioner shall not deny that contribution, but shall approve a proportional amount up to the desired contribution up to the rural hospital organization maximum allowed limit. So they won't deny it altogether. They will let them take the amount up to the amount they have left to take in, and cut it off there. A couple of last little changes. There were some changes on some dates when you file for this. If a taxpayer is notified, pre-approved by the department on or before September 30th, then they have to make the contribution within 180 days after receiving the notice, but not later than October 31st. And if a taxpayer is pre-approved after September 30th, they'll make the contribution to the rural hospital organization on or before December 31st. And then lastly in that section 1-2, we changed the repeal date, the sunset. We moved it from December 31st, 2024 to December 31st, 2028. The next section in part two, section 2.1, deals with the GOLD program and the school tax credits, school student scholarship organizations. And the changes from that one, for 2024, the aggregate amount was raised from $120 million to $130 million. And then there is a clause that if the $130 million is fully utilized in 2024, the next year the aggregate cap will increase by $10 million for 2025. And if that year is fully utilized, it'll increase one more time by another $10 million. So it would be 130. If it's all used, it'll be 140 for 2025, and then if it's all used 2025, it'd be 150 after that. And then we also did add a sunset to that tax credit that was not in here before, and that's also going to be December 31st, 2028. So it's 5-year sunset on that one as well as the other. And then lastly, Part 3, Section 3.1 is a new one. It's designed to for a qualified mortgage loan originator, the nonprofit corporation that promotes affordable housing. It's basically Habitat for Humanity, is the way they're defined in here. And so there are tax credits available for organizations or individuals to contribute to Habitat for Humanity or any other organization that qualifies as a qualified mortgage loan originator under these terms. The aggregate amount of the tax credit is going to be $10 million per calendar year. Each qualified mortgage loan originator shall be limited to accepting $2 million per year contributions made under this code section. So again, it's as far as I know, Habitat for Humanity is the only one that's really going to fit under this definition currently, but there could be other organizations that will. But it's a $10 million aggregate and $2 million per year per organization. So if it's just Habitat, it'd be $2 million. The amount that they can contribute, if it's a single individual or head of household, it'll be $5,000 per year. A married couple filing a joint return will be $10,000 a year, and a qualified entity, S corp, LLC, partnership, will be $10,000. And it also has a sunset in it, and that sunset would be the same as the other two, December 31st, 2028. And that's essentially the meat of the bill, Madam Chair, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you, Representative Crowe, for presenting this bill. We do have a question from Chairman Williamson.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. And Representative Chairman Crowe, I know that this bill's been put together pretty quickly, and you hadn't had a chance to really be dialed in on every facet of it. But getting back to as you state, that apparently on the surface, Habitat for Humanity would be a prime beneficiary of this Section 3-1. Was that it, right?
Yes, sir. Part 3, Section 3-1, page 7.
I'm struggling real quickly. For example, under the student scholarship organizations in the code, we have limitations on the fees that can be retained by whomever administers this. I'm struggling to find, is there listed who it would administer this particular program?
Yes, sir. I believe it's in here, and most of this language was modeled after the adoption tax credit that Chairman Wiedauer did last year. That language was essentially brought in here, other than the identifiers for mortgage loan originators and qualified mortgage loan originators. So,
it doesn't appear to be in the code in this that if there's any limitations or restrictions on the use of this just to the to housing in Georgia, or is that in here?
I would have to look back through and see.
Let me. Section 3-1 primarily would benefit Habitat for Humanity. Is there any language in the proposed legislation that would restrict the use of this $2 million, assuming it was subscribed fully for that one entity, and that it must benefit citizens of Georgia?
My understanding is that the funds are to originate loans in Georgia for homes under certain conditions.
Is that language in the bill, though?
I'm going to need to look a little more closely to find it.
Yeah, it's technically the way Habitat works. They're a qualified mortgage loan originator. They basically do zero-cost loans for these houses, and so
but they operate pretty much internationally, though.
Yeah,
correct?
they do.
So,
correct.
and
No, it's a good question.
intentions about it, but it sure do want to make sure that it doesn't go to administrative overhead. This money is spent dollar for dollar for the purpose which is intended, which would be the citizens of the state of Georgia.
Yes, sir. No, I completely agree.
Any other questions? Well, just the two of us.
We need Dexter, and he can start singing that song
That's
too.
right. That's right. Well, and we don't have anyone else signed up to speak in favor or in opposition to this piece of legislation. So with that being said, Chairman Crow, we thank you for presenting this bill this afternoon. This is the first hearing on this piece of legislation, and again, we thank you for your presentation, and we'll be coming back later with maybe with a second hearing and
Okay.
from
Thank
that
you, ma'am.
point. All righty, well,
Thank you all
thank you
very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you all for attending this afternoon's meeting.